Hey y'all, welcome to Robyn on the Farm. This morning I'm making some really easy 3-ingredient biscuits. I love biscuits. I was born and raised in the South, I'm raising my kids in the South, and we just love biscuits. One of the things I really like about biscuits is that they are so fast to make. I can get these on the table in less than 20 minutes. Now, I've shared with you my traditional biscuit recipe, but that one's a little bit harder. You have to cut in the cold butter and work pretty quick, but these are even easier. Only 3 ingredients, you melt the butter, you add it all together, you mix it up, you cut them and you throw them in the oven. So easy, so fast, and I like these just as much. So for the amount of work involved, these are easier. These are kind of my go-to biscuits right now. I do make biscuits a ton of different ways, so I'll share lots of different biscuit recipes with you in the future, I'm sure. But this one's so easy, let's just get started. For this recipe, I use my 10-inch cast iron griddle. I love this little griddle. I dedicate this one to biscuits. I have probably made thousands of biscuits on this thing over the years. But if you don't have one of these, you can just use a regular old cast iron skillet, a cookie sheet, anything, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and pop this in the oven. My oven is preheating to 450 degrees, and I'm just gonna put this in while I'm making the biscuits to get it nice and hot. These are my 3-ingredient biscuits, but I have to admit, I'm kind of lying to you because it's 3 ingredients if you have self-rising flour. I don't store self-rising flour. I prefer just to keep bread flour, all-purpose flour, and my wheat berries on hand, but you can easily make your own self-rising flour. So if you have self-rising flour, you're gonna use 3 cups of self-rising flour. So go ahead and put that in your bowl if you have self-rising flour. But for me, I'm going to make my own. I'm gonna put 3 cups of all-purpose flour in this bowl, and then to that, I am going to use some baking powder. I'm gonna put in 1.5 tablespoons of baking powder. Okay, just throw that right on in there. 1.5 tablespoons, and a heaping teaspoon of salt. So just like that, I made my own self-rising flour. That's pretty cool. But if you want to just make this 3 ingredients and you have self-rising flour, put it in now. Okay, just whisk up those 3 ingredients, and now we have self-rising flour. So, perfect. Now, to this, I'm gonna add 1.5 cups of whole milk. This is 1.5 cups of cold whole milk. You can really use whatever kind of milk you want, but I always use whole milk. And to that, you're gonna add 1/3 cup of melted butter. So that's 5 tablespoons of melted butter. Now this is what makes this recipe so easy. Usually with traditional biscuits, you have to cut in the really cold butter and use like a pastry knife or something like that. This is already melted. We're just gonna mix it all together. So throw that into your bowl. Okay, and I'm just gonna mix this up with this rubber spatula. You can use like a wooden spoon if you want, but just give this a good mix just until everything is not wet. You don't want to overwork your biscuit dough, that's for sure. You can get kind of tough biscuits that way, but you just want to kind of combine it all. It can be really, really shaggy and loose. All right, now that I have it just combined, hopefully you can see that. It's just nice and combined. It's still wet, sticky. Now I'm going to put some flour on the counter. Okay, good amount of flour. Just kind of spread that out. Now I'm gonna put my dough on the counter. Turn that out. Nice and sticky. Try to get it all out of the bowl. Okay. Now, on top of that, I'm gonna add a little bit more flour. A little bit on my hands too. And I'm just gonna kind of work it just a little bit. Just gonna kind of turn it, turn it, turn it, so that all the flour is kind of all over it so that it's easier to work with. And there we go. Now I have this nice little ball of dough right here. This is nice looking. Okay, so from here, I am just gonna press out my dough, and I'm gonna fold it into thirds. I'm gonna fold this side into the middle and this side into the middle. This is gonna help our biscuits have some good height. So now I'm gonna flip it, and I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna put this into the middle, and this third into the middle, and there we go. Now, that's gonna let the air pockets get in there and give us some flaky biscuits. So This is looking good. Now, I'm just gonna take my rolling pin. You don't really need a rolling pin. You can just press it out by hand if you want. But I'm just gonna kind of roll this out just a little bit. And now it is time for me to get my griddle out of the oven. It's had a little bit of time. These are so fast that it doesn't heat up totally, but I'm gonna get my griddle out of the oven and then press these into biscuits. All right, my cast iron griddle is nice and hot. I keep it oiled, so it is oiled up. These biscuits won't stick at all. So now I'm gonna take my biscuit cutter. This is a 3-inch biscuit cutter. You can use anything. You can use like a mason jar, anything that's round that will give you the size of the biscuits that you want. I would say about 3 inches, okay? So here's the trick. You're gonna press down and pull up. You do not want to twist. That will seal the edges of your biscuit and make them so that they don't rise very well. So that's what you're gonna do. Press down, pull up. Press down, pull up, okay? We're gonna stick that right there and just put them on the griddle as we go. Press down, pull up. I do like my biscuits to be touching. That'll help them rise even better. So I do kind of shift them around and put them as close together as I can. You will just get higher, better biscuits that way. Okay, now I'm gonna take this dough that's left over and just kind of press it out again and get ready to cut some more biscuits out of it. Okay, now, oh, these are gonna be so good. I cannot wait to eat these biscuits. I just love them. Like I said, I was raised in the South, so I was raised on biscuits. And my kids, raised in the South, they're being raised on biscuits too. Okay, now this little bit of dough, almost done. These ones in the middle are just gonna be kind of funny shaped, but that's just how it goes. That's how it always is. Now this is the little bit leftover dough. This is kind of called the patty cake. I've heard it called like the little dumb biscuit, but call it what you want. Just kind of shape it into a biscuit and throw it onto your baking pan or your cast iron or whatever you're using. Okay, so here are our biscuits so far. 3 ingredient biscuits. You saw how easy they were to make so far. I love these biscuits. So now that my oven's preheated to 450 degrees, I'm gonna throw these in for 12 minutes, okay? Or until they're as brown as you want them. But I'm gonna put them in for 12 minutes and I will show them to you then. Look at these gorgeous biscuits fresh out of the oven. 3 ingredient biscuits. Oh, don't they look good? Look how yummy those look. Oh, I just love these biscuits. Our 3 ingredient biscuits are fresh out of the oven and don't those look good? Oh my goodness. These are ready in less than 20 minutes. 3 ingredients, these biscuits are fantastic. Let's just check one out. Let's see. Now I let mine go 12 minutes at 450 degrees. If you like yours a little darker, you can let them go longer, but I just like them soft. So that's how we like them. These look great. They are soft and pillowy. Oh my goodness. They're flaky and layery. Oh, look at that. That's pretty good. We love biscuits in the morning. We love them at night for dinner just because they're so fast. I can get them on the table anytime when I'm in a pinch, when I need something to go along with dinner, especially if you're having like soup or salad or something and you need something just to fill up your bellies a little bit more. These biscuits are fantastic for that. So let me just take a little bite. I love biscuits. Okay, I wanted to be sure that you could see these biscuits really well. The top looks good, the bottom looks good. They're nice and soft, have some good height to them. Oh, look at that. Look at that inside of the biscuit. So soft, so buttery. They smell amazing. Oh, you've got to try these biscuits. Put some butter on there or some honey and some jam. Oh, you'll be eating good. I could eat biscuits every single day for the rest of my life and be happy. I love them. So, 3 ingredient biscuits, totally fast, totally simple. Try them out. Let me know if you like them. And I will see you next time on Robyn on the Farm.